Verse 25. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the Prince, shall be 7 weeks and 62 and the street shall be built again, and the wall, even in troublous times. And after 62 shall the Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince shall come and shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with a flood. And unto the end of the war, desolations are determined. And we're going to stop right there. Now, this for me is very lengthy. Okay, so we're going to start with 24. First thing we notice is that 70 weeks are determined upon the people and upon the city to finish the transgressions and to make an end of sin and to make reconciliation for iniquity and to bring in everlasting righteousness and to seal up the vision and the prophecy and to anoint the most holy. All right. So using the information that we have in the Bible, that God used a day for a year to administer punishment on his people, using that particular usage of information, the 2300 day prophecy is not days but years. It's not days but years. Also, the 70 weeks that is talked about in 24 is not about 70 weeks, but 70 weeks of years. This can be problematic for some and very easy to understand for others. And so a short way for many to understand this is to say 77, because a week has 7 days, 7 times 70. For others, you might want to go and do it the long way, the way I did it, and say, okay, we have week 1, 7 days, week 2, 7 days. And then once you get all the way up to week 70, 7 days. And once you see all those weeks, maybe it will compute in your head that this is now being represented as years. And that's how you get that's how you get your 490. Okay. So that 70 weeks is 490 days. Now, and this is from the declaration to go and restore Jerusalem. Here is some information that you're going to need to know. Okay. Some of this research that you're going to do, because I hope that you're just not listening to what I'm saying, but you're literally fact checking me to see if what I'm saying is true. It doesn't matter who is talking to you, whether I'm talking to you or somebody else is talking to you, whoever you're listening to, make sure you fact check them. Not just kind of sort of get into it. This is about soul salvation, okay? And God wants people, not just Israel, but humanity to understand this information. All right. So this understanding is it varies. Back Ezra, in the book of Ezra, Ezra talks about the declaration to restore Jerusalem. But you need to be very careful. The first time it was declared to restore Jerusalem starts with Cyrus. And Cyrus, the king of the Medes and Persians, okay, the Persian Empire. This is revealed in, give me a second, please. 1 second. Live. When we're recording live, when mistakes happens, they just happen. Whether it's my cat that's scratching me while I'm talking, they just happen. All right. So back to what I was saying. In the book of Ezra, Ezra chapter 1 talks about a declaration by Cyrus for the Jews to go back to Judea, back to Jerusalem, and to rebuild. Now, it doesn't happen immediately at that point. The next time that you will see is with Darius. That might be like chapter 3. It is not until chapter 7 with Xerxes is the attraction, an actual movement of people going back to Jerusalem to rebuild and to restore the walls. Again, do the research, pay attention, because you have to know the difference. You might think, oh man, it's with Cyrus. No, it actually starts with Xerxes, and the date matters. So when you're going to look for the year that the Jews returned to Jerusalem, you see some people say 458, but it is 457. That's the time that they left. Okay, some research also suggests that that would have been the time of the biblical sabbatical, and that's what the group of anthropologists suggest. Okay, they're called. They're actually a evangelical group. Okay, so a lot of archaeology is utilized in understanding which year they actually, archaeology and history, which year they actually left Medo-Persia. So that's where you can find the declaration. Okay, now this 490, according to uh 924, Daniel 924, it's it is to complete or to determine to complete the upon your people and to finish the transgressions and to make an end of sins, right? Make reconciliation for iniquity and to bring in everlasting righteousness, to seal up the vision and the prophecy, and to anoint the most holy. All right. That's so those 70 weeks are important. Many things happen within the 70 weeks. Now, you can utilize Haggai and Zechariah to find this out. During the time of Ezra and Nehemiah, the walls were being built. And you know where it says that these walls, in verse 25, it says the walls will be built even in troublous times. During that troublous time, some of you will remember that they had a group of people, don't remember their name right now, but they made attacks against the people building the wall. And Nehemiah and Ezra had to have those guys with weapons on them So they're doing their masonry work with their masonry tool, with their swords on their side. So they're fixing the wall, but they're ready for battle. That's what they had to do to protect themselves and to ensure that the walls were built. In addition to that, the people who were opposed to them, I don't remember their name, they also sent a letter to, I think it was Xerxes at the time, uh, making allegations that were false and seeking to slow down or hinder the process of the walls being built. Eventually, the walls got built. Another thing that Haggai will show you is that there came a period of time where the people were satisfied with building the wall, but forgot to pay attention to God's house and build God's house and restore God's house. And in Haggai talks about it. And that message went to Zerubbabel.